Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Just wanted to do a video about what's going on in the world and give my opinion on a couple things here. And to start off with, I want to lay out a couple bullet points. January 6th, we had the storming of the Capitol. Following that, 25,000 troops, give or take, were sent to the Capitol building to ensure a safe transition of power. Then we had the cryptomania. Then we had the GameStop and AMC short squeeze, and now there's talks of a potential silver short squeeze. The January 6th event was done, that PSYOP was done to establish the narrative of domestic terrorism, which had already been building up for years and years and years to come during the Trump presidency, with Blue Lives Matter now being deemed somewhat as a white supremacist group, and conspiracy theorists being labeled as schizophrenic, being labeled as a threat to our democracy per the FBI. You had the shaman, which is essentially a schizo, leading the way into the Capitol, the dude with the buffalo hat or whatever. So that narrative is being pushed out. Crazy people are terrorists. Basically, people that could potentially harm you are in this minority of people, and actually they're the greatest threat to America per Don Lemon, the white American. So this narrative has been pushed out for a long time, and it's solidified with January 6th. It's in everybody's mind. Okay. You have the militarization of the capital of the United States of America. Who knows what that'll be used for? Probably nothing good. Probably to potentially to mitigate the insanity that will take place when things really begin to show, when the collapse truly happens. Then you have the cryptomania, such as what took place with Dogecoin a few days ago, went up 800%. A bunch of people saw that and decided to throw their life savings into it because of Twitter and other messaging boards trying to get Doge to go to $1. Most people thought that it was insane and the pump and dump was already done when more people woke up to it. So a lot of people threw their life savings in it, hoping to get like an 800% gain, when in reality they lost pretty much everything. And so you have a lot of people impoverished because of that. They're gambling. This gambling is done due to greed or trying to pay off debt. Maybe a couple other things, but I think those are the two main two. And so they're now completely impoverished or, depressed in some way. With the short of GameStop and AMC, a similar thing is happening. However, the people who orchestrated this on Reddit made a shit ton of money. Those who were shorting it, the hedge funds, lost a shit ton of money. And the people that are now getting in it are losing a shit ton of money. I'm not even going to get into the whole Robinhood thing, what's going on with that. I guess I'll just basically say they're preventing you from getting a certain number of shares and when you can sell, a bunch of crazy shit that's going on right now. But anyway, so these people who are getting in now with the GameStop and AMC stocks are going to experience huge losses, and that's going to leave a lot of people impoverished, whatever. So continual taking of wealth. So as we've heard numerous times, this is a transitional period of wealth. So a lot of wealthy people will get wealthier, and a lot of middle class, poor people will become wealthy because of this as well. And a lot of other middle class, upper middle class people will lose a lot. It's the end of the middle class in a way. Okay, so you have this complete economic catastrophe that's taking place right now. And this isn't even factoring in what's been taking place because of the beer bug. Lockdowns, restricted hours, etc., are definitely, hurting the economy. It's basically expediting its collapse in a way, but in a controlled way. So people, because of that too, are now feeling isolated as I've been calling it, it's the season of atomization. Easier to divide families because of this and leave you trusting only the news that you're listening to, the media, the government, whatever, to do what's right because they are your heroes, because you're isolated all the time. So you have this depression, anxiety that's being built up that is completely non-financial. So you have financial depression, non-financial depression, and anxiety taking place as well. You have the fear of beer bug, and you also have the fear of domestic terrorism now. It's very close to home on many fronts, not just politically speaking, but even with the mask. People are being demonized because they're not wearing the mask, okay? And soon with the vaccines, that'll be experienced as well. And with the domestic terrorism thing, you factor in what's taking place with the economy, how a bunch of people, commoners, can rig the system to their benefit. They will be the ones taking the blame for the loss of pensions, for the loss of 401ks, retirements, etc., which would then put them in the category of financial terrorist, because we live in an inverted world. So the real financial terrorist will end up calling those who did what they did the financial terrorist. So they both are financial terrorists. But anyway, the ones who thought that they were doing right are going to get fucked. They're going to be lumped into this domestic terrorist movement. Not good. And what we're seeing next is silver. A lot of 4chaners and Redditors are preparing to short squeeze silver, buying stocks, buying paper silver, whatever, and then buying physical silver. Primarily physical silver, but there's other avenues that they're taking. But financial silver is where it's at, in my opinion. Outside of that whole thing that's going on with them, I've been all about physical silver for a long time, and I recommend other people do the same. Look into it. I recommend other people look into physical silver. Do your homework. Anyway, and gold if you can afford it. But anyway, silver is the one being targeted because of its price manipulation and its real world use utility, and how dependent we are on silver. So, silver, when that goes up, that is when we know it's the end of the economy. It's the end of everything that we once knew. And we're entering a new phase. We already are in this new phase. Those of us who are seeing the path, it's already there. It's already there. It's been there for a long time. But once silver takes off, shit will get real. So, the best thing I believe people can do is, love thy neighbor, build a good community, that is. Have a strong family, a lot of kids, start growing your own food, and try and become as self-sufficient as possible. Learn valuable skills. Because we're living in, we're living in interesting times. It's the end of an age. It is what it is, okay? Just got to keep moving forward and try and establish a good future for our kids, for future generations. We have the opportunity to lay a foundation down that they can build upon. Let's not waste that. So